So if you're watching this video, you already know that you're not supposed to be eating junk food. You're not supposed to be eating cupcakes and sugary foods. You already know this stuff. But let's actually go more in depth as to why you're still feeling tired and why it's more likely than not probably the carbs you eat, what time you eat them, and generally speaking, like how many you eat. So obviously you hear so many people talking in the fitness circle about, obviously stop eating junk food. Like obviously that's the big first step, is you need to stop eating this shit. Like you need to stop eating this bullshit food that's bad for you. That's obvious. That's not gonna help you. It's gonna make you feel drained. It's gonna make you feel tired. It's gonna keep you fat. We already know this. What I don't see people talk about enough is actually the type of carbs that we get, because you're gonna see that if you actually look at the food pyramid in America, you're gonna see that 40% of the food that you're supposed to be eating is supposed to come from grains and wheat. Now, if you don't know what these things are, in basic terms, it's really just rice. It's rice, it's bread, it's oats, it's these type of foods. You're gonna see so many people encouraging you to eat these foods, and I'm not gonna say that they're inherently like completely bad for you. The problem is that people put so much emphasis on you getting majority of your carbs from these foods. Now, what we need to understand is that when it comes to stuff like bread, there's so much ingredients that are pumped into bread. Same thing with oats. There's so many ingredients that are pumped into oats. And a lot of these foods that we eat, a lot of these grains that we eat, that it makes it inherently hard for our body to actually digest them. And that's why it's so often you'll find that whenever you eat carbs, whenever you eat lots of these oats and these bread, that you'll feel bloated, that you almost have like little man titties, that you feel tired. You can't get your work done. Your workouts are shit. See, I actually stumbled upon this realization very recently. See, I'll tell you guys this, is that I've been very dialed in on my health. And whenever you're dialed in on your health to the point where you eat basically the same thing every day, so whenever you add something or get rid of something, you can actually see the effects of it. That's how you know that you're on the right track. See, that's where I'm at right now, is that I know all the things that are going inside my body. So whenever I include something or get rid of something, I know the effects that it's going to have on me. And so recently I started trying to implement oats again, right? I started implementing oats. I started implementing a little more bread, and I started realizing more that I was getting more bloated. I was naturally getting more bloated. And I was also snacking on wheat thins as well, just adding more grains because I thought I needed more carbs for my bulk. And I found that I was much more tired. I was much more bloated. I felt agitated so often. And I thought to myself, I'm like, what could it be? And then I started realizing that it was the grains and it was the wheat. It was all of this stuff that's so hard for your body to actually digest. See, to understand carbs, we need to understand how our body actually breaks stuff down. Your body is constantly, your nervous system is in two constant states. It's balancing between the two, I should say. Your parasympathetic, which this is really the resting and digesting, and then the sympathetic, which is the more alert, the more like in the now, I gotta move, that kind of thing. Your body is constantly trying to balance these two. But whenever, especially earlier in the morning times, because so many of us eat cereal in the morning, we eat oats, we eat a lot of these carbs early in the day, you need to understand that carbs takes a while for your body to actually break down. So whenever you're eating all of these carbs early in the day, your body has to switch over to parasympathetic to actually digest the food. So that's why when in the morning time, whenever you eat your bowl of cereal, whenever you eat these really carb heavy foods in the morning, you feel so tired. You feel like you can't get up and keep moving around, because you need to understand that your body, it takes up a lot of energy to actually try to break down these carbs. And so whenever you try to eat a bowl of cereal and then go to your class, and then you feel like you're autistic, like you feel like you can't focus at all. This is highly due to the fact that you're eating too many carbs early in the day. You need to push these back. So you can do what I do, which you don't necessarily have to not eat anything early in the day. I personally fast. I fast from 8 o'clock at night to 12 o'clock in the following day. That's a 16-hour fast. I would highly look into intermittent fasting, into the actual effects of it, because you're going to notice that whenever you actually go through intermittent fasting and try to get your work done before you eat, that you're going to be getting so much work done. You're going to be getting so much more work done. Now, you don't necessarily have to fast from food. Now some days I don't just fast from food. Some days I eat something in the morning, but normally it's just something like eggs. It's just something with protein and with some fats. Now you don't want to eat too much because, like I said, you don't want to go past this threshold that your body, this energy that it has. Because if you eat too much, if you put too much in there, your body has to suffice energy to actually break it down. So really, the main takeaway that I want you guys to understand is that carbs are not bad for you. Carbs are very important for you for any aspect of what you're trying to do. It's good for holding onto water. It's good for providing you energy, given that you're actually getting it in the right way. But you need to actually be more conscious as to the time that you're actually eating your carbs. Now that I said that grains and wheat are bad, you're probably thinking, so what kind of carbs should I eat? It's really simple, to be completely honest with you guys. It's just fruits, some vegetables. I say some vegetables because I don't believe you should be eating every single vegetable. I think there's a lot of plant toxins in a lot of the vegetables we eat, especially and including pesticides, which makes it harmful for our bodies. So you should be more wary of the type of vegetables you're eating. But generally stuff like carrots, beets, potatoes, sweet potatoes, they're similar to roots. Roots and starchy vegetables are going to be good for you. Eat as many fruits as you want. Literally, they actually did a study at Harvard where they had patients eat 20 servings of fruit. That's a shit ton of fruit, by the way. That's a lot of fucking fruit. 20 servings of fruit every day for over the course of 12 to 14 weeks, and they actually found that there was no negative effects. The only time that you're going to see negative effects is if you have some sort of underlying conditions. So point is, eat as many fruits as you want. You can get your carbs from stuff like raw milk. You can get honey. Like really, what you want to prioritize is think about what your ancestors ate. What kind of carb sources did your ancestors eat? And then you're going to find that that's going to make it so much easier as to interpreting what kind of carbs you should actually put in your body. That's all I have for you boys.